Hey, it's your girl Mariah back with another video. So this is a foundation video, how to apply foundation, and also a Fenty review. I know that I'm late, but you can always use another review, especially a black girl reviewing foundation. So let's get right into it. Before you apply your foundation is to go ahead and cleanse your face. Whatever your morning cleansing routine is, go ahead and do that. And then the second step is to prep the skin. This is where you will put a primer on. You would correct anything, any imperfections before you apply your foundation. Primer is to help prolong your makeup throughout the day, and also to help fill in pores. It helps mattifies. It's just another step in to hide those perfections. You don't want to just solely rely on foundation. Prepping your skin with primer and corrector is very important. So for me, I have normal skin. I don't have that many scars. I do have darkness around here. Most colored women, we do have darkness in our face. It's probably from you shaving, naring, whatever it is. I do have darkness around here to me. So that's what I use a color corrector for. Now go ahead and apply your primer. I use the Benefit Pro Professional primer. I love this primer. I don't really have any problems, but I do kind of have pores a little bit, so I like it to fill my pores. So you go ahead and just put that on your face. Make sure that's even out. Now, for the girls who have acne scars or just scarring, if the color correcting isn't working, you can use a concealer. Now, your concealer needs to be a lightweight, because what we don't want to do is we don't want to create too many layers before we put on the foundation. That causes cakiness. So your concealer should be something lightweight, but also on the full cover side, because you do want it to cover up those acne scars. So you can go ahead and spot conceal, which is basically you take a concealer and it needs to be your skin tone. So you would go ahead and you would take it and you would put it on the spots that you want to hide. I don't really have any, as you can see, I don't really have any, but I'm gonna just demonstrate. So you would just take it, and let's say I had a spot right here or something. You would take it, you would put it on the spots. So I'm acting like I have like several spots right here, and then I would take my finger and I would blend it out. Make sure that you really blend. Don't leave any harsh edges. Blend all the edges out, and you would just do that on all your spots. Now, if you notice that that's not working by itself, you can color correct and then put that on. So it would be the same thing with the color corrector. I use the Pro Concealer by LA Girl. You can go ahead and just dot that on there, put that, and then put a layer of concealer on there, and make sure it's blended out. Make sure it's not lumpy, cakey. Like, we just want it smooth surface. I just have darkness around my mouth, so I use the color corrector and I put where I feel like there's darkness. I also have redness around my nose, so kind of just use that. I put it under here. And this you don't want to put a lot, because once again, we don't want to put a lot of layers before we put our foundation, but we do want to, you know, correct and do all that. Just make sure it's blended out and it's not rough and clumpy or anything. And then we're gonna go ahead and blend that with a damp beauty blender. Now the next step is foundation. So I've been wearing the Fenty foundation. If you haven't heard about this foundation, this is Rihanna's line. She came out with the makeup line. This is her foundation. This foundation is matte. It dries down. It does oxidize. So if you want this foundation, I would highly suggest you go to Sephora and get matched. Do not try to buy it online. Do not try to guess. I'm telling you, get matched. This is also a matte foundation, so it's more for oily skin or normal skin. I would not suggest this for dry skin. Anything matte, and if you have dry skin, do not use it. Matte foundations dry down. You don't want anything drying on your face. You want a foundation that is dewy, illuminating. Words like that are for your dry skin girls. So remember that. This is a matte foundation, so if you're dry skin, I would not use it. I'm also going to do a wear test just so you guys can see. So what I'll do is I'll put it on and then I'll go about my day and I'll go ahead and vlog about that and put it in the video so you guys can see how it looks at the end of the day. There's two things you can use to put on foundation. You can use a damp beauty blender or you can use a foundation brush. I like very thick brushes. So this is my favorite brush. This is from Morphe. This is the Y6. And this one is also for Morphe. It's the E1. So these are your foundation brushes that you will use. There's really no right way which one you use to apply your foundation. It's just all up to you. I like beauty blenders because my face can't handle a lot, and I feel like with brushes they pack on a lot, and also brushes can leave streaks. But if you like using a brush, keep using a brush. For this video, I'm gonna do one side with the brush and one side with the beauty blender just so you guys can see. So what I do is I put some on the back of my hand like this because I like to control. Make sure you shake this. It does say shake it. So I'm gonna do this side with the beauty blender and then I'll do this side with the brush. So you just wanna tap it in there. Make sure you blend down your neck. This is the key that people don't do. Also, I blended on my ears because you want everything to be one color. You don't want your foundation on and then your eye color, your ear color is a whole different color. You can decide how much you want to put on. I don't really put a lot on because I don't really need a lot. And I feel like if you don't need a lot, don't put a lot on because you can tend to be cakey. Now for my girls who have imperfections, things like that, you need a little bit more coverage, go ahead. Go on ahead and put it on. So just go ahead and put it on. Gonna put a little bit more. And see, I just like the beauty blender. I feel like it just blends out the foundation nicely and it gives you a very soft look. And this foundation is medium to full coverage, so you can build it. I feel like it builds really nicely. But yeah, make sure you blend down that neck. And I don't know if I mentioned my shade, but my shade is 370. I think I'm gonna go get 360 because like I said, this foundation, she paid attention to the undertone, so you really need to get matched. Okay, so this side is with the beauty blender. I like it. I like beauty blender applications. It's really nice. It's really just skin-like to me. Now I'm gonna go in with the brush. I'm gonna put some more on the back of my hand like so. And I'm gonna take my brush and I dip it in. And I'm just gonna stipple it on. Drag it down. Ooh, that double chin. Lord, today I need to get in the gym okay? But go ahead and pat it on. This is how I do it. I really don't like doing this because I feel like this leaves you with streaks. When you go like this with the brush, I feel like it leaves you streaks. Okay, let's put some more on. Be careful under the under eye with the brush. You don't want to be going like, don't do that. Because your under eye is really sensitive. So you want to make sure that, this will help with more coverage. If you find that like your foundations aren't giving you coverage, I do feel like brushes give more coverage like on your first application. But for me, I don't like a whole lot of foundation on because I don't really need it. So as you can see, this side does look more like full coverage than this side. As you can see, you can still see my freckles. But like I said, I like that because I always do a full face. No matter if I'm doing a 10-minute makeup look, I always do a full face. So I'm always highlighting, contouring, setting, everything. So I like my foundation to be not as heavy. But if you like it a little bit more, then, brushes. Oh, this is the first round. This is first. Like, I had to dip in with the beauty blender more than I had to dip in with the brush. So, I mean, if you're trying to achieve that look, that full look faster, then you can use a brush. I like this side for me. So, it's just all up to what you want to do. Now, so I don't look crazy, I'm going to add some more on this side. Okay, and that's just basically how you apply foundation. Now, if you're not going to do a full face and you're just going to pop on some mascara, some liner, and some lipstick, you need to set your foundation. You can set it with a translucent powder. I will list the ones that I used below in the description box, but basically that's it. Now, I'm also going to turn this into a review on Fenty. So I'm going to wear this for the rest of the day. I'm going to film another look. So I'm going to film that. And you guys will be able to see at the end of the day, like, how this wore. Did it crease on me? How does it feel? Right now, it feels good. I don't feel nothing on my face. But we'll see, throughout the day. So I'll be right back. Okay, so it's the end of the day. Like, when I did the video, it had to be around like 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 11 o'clock. It's like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night. So my lighting is not that good in my bathroom, but I don't know if you can see, but I do have some creasing. That's normal. I always get like that, and it's minimal, so it's actually good because normally it's kind of worse. So just a little creasing. I don't see any breakage, like breaking up. Overall, I think my face looks good. To be honest, I think it looks really good. I'm super tired, as you can see. But it looks really good. Like, it looks good. So, yeah. So, Fenty is cool. My other makeup isn't breaking up. That's on top of it. So, it looks good. So, I like it. So I'm going to sleep, you guys, because I'm really sleepy. Peace.